Hi everyone, it's Suey here. This is a kind of a little mini every book in the library part. We did part 8 the other day, and it was all the middle grade books, which was a long video and a lot of books. So be sure and check that out if you're interested in what middle grade books I have on these crazy shelves. But today we're going to talk Christmas books. I have this cute little basket here, and I have gathered what I have deemed the Christmas books. I'm sure there's some other books in this craziness that might be called Christmas books or be considered Christmas books, but these ones are like the obvious Christmas books, and I've put them in this basket. And so at Christmas time I haul the basket out and stick it in a more prominent place where people can look at it and read a Christmas book if they feel like it. I don't know if that really works very well, but that's the idea anyway. So I thought it would be fun to just go through them really quick and show you what is in the Christmas basket. And I haven't read them all. They're just ones that I've accumulated, and some of them I've read maybe and I forgot. But okay, let's just go through them real quick. Here is the Polar Express, which is probably one of the more popular Christmas picture books out there. And you know, we know that there's a really cool movie made of it and all that, but my kids got it from my mom back in the day, 1995. It's a Caldecott honor. I'm a Caldecott medal winner, so really awesome story. And we have a lot of bells on our Christmas tree that tie in to this story and the message of this story, which is, if you hear the bell, that means you still believe. And for me, I feel very strongly about believing in Christmas, whatever form that takes for you, just hanging on to the meaning and the feeling of the whole season. Like I said, whatever that means to you, whatever that means to your family and the traditions that you have, believe in your traditions, all the feelings that brings to you. This one is a Christmas dress for Ellen, which I think is a church Christmas book. I might have gotten this one a little bit later after my kids were grown up, so I can't remember that I've actually read this one to them. It takes place in 1927 in Canada. It has great pictures too. So maybe I'll have to read this one to the grandkids when they come this year. The Night Before Christmas. This is a great illustrated book of this poem. The other set of grandparents gave this one to the kids back in the day. But I love this poem, and we often read it at Christmas Eve. Carl's Christmas. I remember my kids loving this one as they were growing up. Got this one in 1991. According to the inscription on the inside from the grandparents. Again, I think it is all just pictures. There's no words. So kids, I guess that one's got a little bit of words on the sign. So the kids can figure it out, you know, and tell it to you as you go along through with it. Richard Paul Evans is a local author who wrote the Christmas box, which I don't even think I have, but that sent him into he kind of had a fandom, basically. He's not one of my most favorite authors, but here's the Christmas Box Miracle, and here's Finding Noel, and here's one called The First Gift of Christmas. Because of the Christmas box, he became really famous around. I'm not sure if he's famous outside of Utah that much. Is he? You guys will have to tell me if the Christmas box is big where you're at. But anyway, so I ended up with what people would give these out for Christmas presents. All of his other Christmassy books, and why don't I have? There's the Christmas Jars by Jason F. Wright, who I also think is a local author. Somebody probably gave this one to us, a cute little one. This one is Skipping Christmas by John Grisham, who is, you know, famous for writing all those crime thriller novels. This is a funny, cute Christmas book, which we actually read for a Christmas book for book club one year. This one is called Carol Bird's Christmas, which was an old, oh my goodness, this book is totally falling apart. I did not realize that. This one's one I had as a kid, probably from the Scholastic Book Fairs, and I think I read this one over and over again as a kid. This is a popular one, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, Barbara Robinson. This one makes its rounds in the community and neighborhoods too. I must have picked this one up real cheap at a sale. I should read this one over again. It should even be on an every year reading assignment. What else? We have A Christmas Carol, a little teeny tiny cheap Dover thrift edition by Charles Dickens. Classic Christmas story that I think everybody thinks of around Christmas time. I have a Mary Higgins Clark Christmas, Dashing Through the Snow. Mary Higgins Clark and Carol Higgins Clark. Is that sisters or mother-daughter? Yes, mother-daughter. I haven't read this one. I don't know if it has some sort of little mystery to it, like you would expect with the Mary Higgins Clark book, or if it's just a cute fun one like John Grisham's is. Here's one my kids loved, The Jolly Christmas Postman, and it's a pop-up book that has letters in it and things in it. So I'm surprised, little things in the envelopes, you know. I'm surprised it's hopefully survived over the years. I think everything's intact. All these envelopes with things in it. So my kids absolutely loved that one. My Child, My Love, Sue Kruppa, which I think is a friend of my sister-in-law. And so she probably gave me this for Christmas. My sister-in-law did, because her friend was pushing this one year. Most of these Christmas stories are just heart-wrenching. You know what I mean? Oh, look. I have it. I was surprised that it wasn't in here, but it was hiding. And I have two of them. Just like I said, people give them away to you for presents. So I, of course, ended up, this one says Christmas 1993 inside. So that's about the year that it was kind of making its debut. Let me see if it has a published date on it. 1993, yep. So I don't know if it's still that popular anymore, but there you go. I'm finding that most of these books I have not read. The Quiet Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. And I should totally read some of these fast ones and to make my Goodreads goal this month, don't you think? Because I'm looking at them going, why haven't I read them? I mean, it's like I get them, I stick them in here thinking I'm going to read them, and then I never actually get to it. Benjamin's Gift. I think this one I might have read because I've had this one forever and ever. A point of view story from a kid who got to meet Jesus when he was born. Christmas in My Heart, a treasury. So this is a compilation. Stories to share the spirit of the season. So what stories do we have in here? Not by any authors that I am familiar with, but just cute little short stories of Christmas. The Forgotten Carols by Michael McLean. I think he's considered a local author who wrote this lovely kind of a pageant story, and he has the songs to go with all of it, and it's kind of a musical that's put on here locally sometimes. And these are the stories behind all the carols in his thing that he made up. So I have the CD to go along with this. I don't think I've actually seen the production, but the songs are really good, and they just tell the Jesus Christmas story through songs and through other people's points of view that were there. From the New York Times bestselling author of The Christmas Shoes and The Christmas Hope is The Christmas Secret by Donna Van Leer. A novel. It looks good and heartwarming. I really am thinking I'm going to read some of these, like in the next little while, for some fast, easy reading through the month of December. The Mischief of Mistletoe. A Pink Carnation Christmas. I have no idea what this one is either. Lauren Willig. Has anybody heard of this book or this author? It looks like it's in the time of Jane Austen. Then we have A Christmas Carol, which is an illustrated kids version of the classic Christmas Carol that my kids enjoyed in their growing up years. The Tale of the Three Trees, which is another kind of a religious one where it talks about the trees that all contributed to different times in Jesus's life. So I think the first one's the cradle, or the manger thing. So it's a Christmas story because the first tree contributed to the manger. And then we've got the other trees that contributed to other things in Jesus's life. And then I've saved my most favorite Christmas book for last, which is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. I absolutely love this story. I don't even know how many times I've read this one. And this is the one I read my kids a lot. This is the one I read my siblings a lot. And I made my siblings act this one out every Christmas Eve. When we didn't do the Nativity, we did How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I made them do all the parts and got all the props, and I love the adaptation that's on from the 60s. I'm not a huge fan of the Jim Carrey one, but just the original cartoon one, which I said the 60s, but I'm not exactly sure when that was done. But yeah, that's my favorite. So there you have it. The books in my Christmas basket, which, as we have found out, there are lots of things I need to read, or at least reread. But anyway, I like to put them out in case somebody wants to grab one and read them over the season, and we'll see how that goes this year. Let me know what your favorite Christmas books are, and if you like reread something over again every year, and like what your kids and grandkids love, what you love as a kid yourself, and maybe I can add to my basket. Till next time, happy reading. Bye.